Hello YouTube. A lot of you have been waiting for this moment. An actual full itinerary and update for my attempt to run the entire length of Great Britain. Now let me just bring you up to speed of what's happened. December, made the decision that I wanted to run the length of Great Britain from John O'Groats all the way down to Land's End, and I wanted to do it in a 14-day period. It's around 1,300 kilometers or just over 800 miles. So we're gonna get into the bits and pieces of just how far that is per day. Fast forward, February, doing stand-up jiu-jitsu, took a fall, grade 3 ruptured my MCL, grade 2 tore my LCL. Not a great start to prep. After that, all I've been doing over the last couple of months is rehabbing the hell out of that leg. Everything seems to be in a really good place. I then moved on, met with Josh, joined him for one of his marathons of 76 that he was doing in 76 days. 2 weeks later, or 10 days later in fact, I went and ran a PB distance of a 75-kilometer trail race, which really sucked because I wasn't conditioned for it, but the body went there, which was great. All of my time over the last 2 months has been taking up really trying to build this event. Now, it's one of the main things that I want to say to people, because a lot of people get really excited about the thought of doing these events without realizing the financial implications and the general logistics, because this is the biggest shock that I've had. Now, in total, this is probably going to cost me personally around £20,000 to do this event. It's worth it. We're raising for charity. I've worked very, very hard over my life. I don't care, you know, my savings is completely empty now, but hey ho, it's worth it for a good cause. So it's a lot of money. It's a big investment to do this. I need people around me. I want to create an amazing documentary for you guys and girls to see afterwards. So damn the brakes. But right now, we are at a point whereby next week will be my final peak week of training. I'm doing an 8 to 10 day simulation, which will be finishing with 4 or 5 marathon days back to back. Now, if that sounds like a lot, wait until I tell you what we're actually got to do in order to get this thing done in 14 days. What I have here is a complete day-to-day itinerary of exactly what is going to be going on for Joggle. My logistics manager, Chris, has been utterly amazing. He's basically going to be my dad during the event. And he has plotted start to end points for every single day. I'm also going to have a live tracking device, which I will put the link below for you so you can keep an eye on exactly where I'm at, because I didn't realize that apparently there's a 2-year championship that goes on with Joggle, and by starting before the end of July, I am entered into that championship. And as it stands, if I finish it in the prescribed 14 days, I am the fastest person to have run it in the last 2 years, which is really cool. Didn't really think about that. So for the event, how's it gonna work? Now, this is where it gets scary. I like to talk in marathons because a lot of people relate to that language a lot more than me just saying X amount of K. Now, the first 4 days in a row, we are going for 100 kilometers per day. Put it this way, two marathons is 84 kilometers. So we're doing 2 marathons plus 16 kilometers per day. So about 2.5 marathons, if you want to put it like that. Then the next 4 days, we're doing 95 kilometers per day, which is 2 marathons plus another 11K. Then the next 4 days, we're doing 90 kilometers per day, which is 2 marathons plus 6 kilometers per day. Finishing day 13 with an 85 kilometer, which is just over 2 marathons. And the final day, which is 70 kilometers, which is just under 2 marathons. Now, there is a couple of reasons we've done it like that. First of all, to get a big bulk of a really crap road that I'm not looking forward to running out of the way really, really early on. And second of all, you can see those last 2 distances, even though they are both still incredibly long distances, it gives us, you know, of 85, it's an extra 15K, of 70, it's an extra 30K. So there's an extra 45 kilometers to play with and take out of some of the days, put into other days if things starts to go wrong. So in terms of numbers, this is like absolutely terrifying. Like absolutely terrifying. Me running marathons back to back is not even going to get me close to how far I've got to cover each day. But I don't think anyone can ever really prepare themselves physically fully to go and take on a challenge like this, because in order to get that amount of volume in, you would have to train for maybe 2 or 3 years to really build it effectively, to build a wide enough base. And also the risk of injury and overuse is so high outside of it if you're preparing. So it's almost like when you get it sounds brutal, but if you get an overuse injury during the event, you're likely to just tape it up and carry on. If you get an overuse injury in the actual build-up phase, you're not really going to come back from that particularly quick. So a big question a lot of people have been asking across social is, can you get involved? How do you support? Where do you find bits and pieces? Now, like I said, there's 2 major things that I would really like from all of you. First of all, if you want to keep an eye on my progress throughout the event, check the tracking link down below. It will have all the details and it updates every 15 seconds, I believe. So it will see exactly where I'm at. Second of all, as well, on social media across the Lean Machines official on Instagram and my own personal Instagram at Leon Busty, you will get daily pieces of content rounded up, and it will be 1 day in arrears. So on day 2, you'll get days 1, day 3, you'll get day 2, because the team are going to be working flat out all day. They're going to be 14 up to 16-hour days. I might even have to run through the night sometimes. So for them to be on hand for what I need them to be, we can't then turn around and get the content out the same day. It's just not going to work. But there will be updates all the way through. And the second thing is, if you are happy to, I would love you to donate to my chosen charity, the Reorg charity. They help servicemen and women, 999 emergency staff. They help with people who are veterans as well, rehabilitating them through the form of movement, as well as, any form of PTSD and therapy involved. Now, for me, training has always been massively intertwined with my mental health. My physical and mental health, they work together. They are managed really well together. And I also have a huge love for jiu-jitsu and CrossFit functional style training, which are the 2 primary methods that Reorg use specifically for their, if you want to say, patients. So if you want to donate to that, I would really, really appreciate it, whether it be £1, £5, £10, whatever. I want to raise £20,000 for those guys at least. And I think we can do that 100%. If everyone here just literally donated £2, £2 is nothing, really. It would make so much difference to so many people's lives, and that's why we're doing this. So that link will be there below as well. Now, the final thing I wanted to talk about, which I will talk about more closer to the time, is I would like to invite openly any one of you guys and girls who wants to come and run at any point during the event. You're not expected to do 100K, you're not expected to do 90K. You can come and run alongside me for 5K, 5 minutes, or 50K, entirely up to you. It's an open invitation. Now, in the description box, I'm going to have the name of the start and end location of every single day. You will also have the live tracking details. So if you want to come and join me at any point during the run, just to offer some support, drop off a cake or 2 maybe, or something, whatever, or just to come and say hello, I would genuinely really appreciate it, because this is going to be a really solitary event. When you're running that far per day, I'm going to be spending a hell of a lot of time alone, and support is really, really important in these kind of events. So just to have a friendly face come and say, well done, big love, appreciate it, you're a legend, you're an idiot, whatever, I would really, really appreciate it. So you can come and get involved as and when, as much as you like. So just to reiterate one more time, the event is definitely happening. We've rehabbed the MCL enough for me to say, I don't care, we're going to do it. It's worth it. It will be 100% worth it. We start on the 24th of July. And we're running 14 days back to back, and hoping to finish it in Land's End on the 6th of August, around mid to late afternoon. So even if you can just make that date, wonderful. If you've got any other questions or anything that you want to say below, please get involved in the conversation. I will come back and forth. I really appreciate your support and energy as always. Now we've got 1 month to go. I never thought I would get to this stage. This is mental. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.